Okay, so this is the week that was, volume 2. So we've just spent, essentially we spent 2 weeks. We caught up with some family, but we were on the Gold Coast, staying at the Ocean Beach Tourist Park, which is essentially in Miami. So it's kind of Nobby Beach, Miami. But yeah, so we were there for 2 weeks, as we said. It's a pretty small park in comparison with where we just were. Well, small but quaint. But it is good in terms of its location. It's basically right on the beach, and we were in a spot that was pretty much the furthest down towards the beach that we could be. There's only like one spot beside us, wasn't there? And that was free for the most part. So yeah, we were literally maybe 20 steps to the rear gate and then out onto the beach. So that was pretty cool. So as far as one of the good things, I'd say proximity to the water and to the beach was great. And the fact, I guess, look, small parks have a benefit in their own right, in that they, you know, there's not as many people, you don't have to fight for showers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there was plenty of showers and toilets.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one set of facilities though, which was, for us, was on the other end of the park as you come in. So it was always a bit of a walk. So if you were busting to go to the loo, you had to kind of trundle a bit faster. But other than that, yeah, it was pretty good. And they were, again, nice and clean and well maintained. So they were all good points, and the staff are really friendly. So, you know, so far we've had some good experiences with park staff, but yeah, that was really good as well. So, and the maintenance crew were great. They were actually out probably 2 or 3 times a day, like mowing and edging and whatever, weren't they? Just to keep the park looking tidy. And it is an older style park, so it doesn't have like playgrounds and facilities like that sort of thing, but
I think that being close to the beach, though, you don't need it. Like,
yeah, it's just you know, through the gate and away you go. So they're all the good points, but there were certainly a few bad points. So I guess along with the fact that it was close to the beach, there's I guess like an old, was a surf club or something, wasn't it?
Surf club
at one stage, and the park kind of almost borders one aspect of that near where we were. So if you don't like noise, probably not the best park for you. So I think it was Monday and Tuesday mornings around, for about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 to 11 in the morning. They had sort of like Zumba classes and that, and the woman would, like, obviously was mic'd up, but just scream at the top of her lungs and whoop, whoop. So, you know, I mean, it was kind of funny, but after a while it got a bit annoying. And then of course on the flip side, they actually had quite a lot of functions that were, you know, that were probably what, I guess from Thursday to Sunday, yeah. There was weddings or 40th and that sort of thing. So, and birthdays and stuff, yeah. So they were pretty not rowdy, but pretty noisy. Again, look, we're obviously not that old, so it's not a big deal, but if you're trying to get your kids to sleep, and that can be a bit distracting as well. But we know that some of the older folk that were around us actually broke their stay and left early because of things like that. So just, you know, points to raise, I suppose.
And being so close to the beach, there's a lot of people that would try and walk through the park to get to the beach and then try and scam toilet codes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, not that we had anything stolen or anything, but it made me think like we need to be a little bit more cautious of what we leave laying around, because there was so many people just walking through trying to get to the beach.
Yeah. And in saying that too, there were quite a lot of unsavoury types that I would assume had come in through the open area, which is the front of the park, and then we're trying to, you know, pretend that they'd forgotten their toilet code or something like that, just so that they could get in and use the facilities. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's going to happen, I guess, everywhere, but, well, hopefully not everywhere, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so they were some of the sort of things that I'd say we picked up as not so flash. Now, we used to live on the Gold Coast, so one thing that we don't miss is the traffic, for sure. It's just, yeah, not great. Annoying, to be honest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just, it's a bit overwhelming, I think, now. It's worse than what it was when we lived there. Yeah, I reckon. Not enough roads. But
yeah, we had a good week in terms of getting out and doing a few things. Like we hit Mount Tamarine, did the glowworms, if you haven't already seen that video. And we also had lunch up at the Eagle Heights Hotel. So yeah, that was really nice. But we had lots of work on, so we were kind of a bit hamstrung for time and didn't get much chance to get out and do as much as we wanted to do. But yeah, we'll be back at some stage. So if you missed out on seeing us on the Goldie, don't stress. We'll be back your way at some stage. But yeah, that's kind of our summary, I think, for the week that was. So a good mixture of good and bad. But you know, this is the point: is to try and be honest in these discussions and tell you what from our perception we thought was the good and the bad and the ugly, I guess. And the ugly, in saying that, there was I didn't see it personally, Shyla did, but saw a couple who were staying in the park who looked like they were intoxicated with who knows, but essentially backed out from their space. They were in a tent, backed out into someone's van, and then just continued to drive off. Well, sort of drive off. I was actually in packing our caravan ready to leave, but Charlotte said they literally turned and drove straight into the fence and then backed up and just kept doing it. I think it got obviously a few people's attention, but you know, just things like that you don't want to see. So again, that's not the fault of the park, but yeah, just our experiences for the week, I suppose. And you might have noticed we're actually coming to a crawl, so the traffic's pretty heavy. This is on the gateway, heading back towards the sunny coast, so could be an accident or something, who knows. All right, well, we'll sign off, and yeah, we'll catch up with you guys soon.